everybody! Linda D here, and today I want to continue to work on my memory planner. Now I'm going to work in week 8 of February. This was last week, week 7, or actually the week before last week because we are now in week 9 of the year. But I have to work on week 8, which was last week. And we were on a short trip, so I took a lot of pictures and I need to add a few pages because one spread won't be enough for my pictures. Now what I've done is I've cut this page over here, which is the Yes Joy page, and I just cut this die over here, which is the base page, and it cuts this window, and this stays solid. And I cut it twice for a front and back. And then, oops, let me put that back. I also cut this, this is the postage stamps die. And the page will actually cut a solid page with this postage stamp pattern. But let me show you the die. It also comes with these little frames over here. I don't know if you can see, like this. And you can inlay them if you want to, or you can use them to cut something out that you can lay onto the onto these pieces over here. Now I wanted to show you how I have it arranged on my cutting plate. This is a Sizzix cutting plate. And it is, I put the sticky grid on top of it. This is like a giant post-it, if you will. It adheres to your cutting plate, and it is removable. And it also holds your dies in place. So if you want to cut something like this with a lot of windows or stuff that you want to stay straight, for example, or in one place, it's really easy to use. And you just put it onto your plate. You arrange your dies the way you want to, and then you run it through your machine as you usually would. And I cut myself a piece of paper because I actually want to run it through once. Placing my paper on my die. And to run that one through, I found it's easier to use one of the long plates as a top plate. I probably should have put the sticky grid on a long plate as well, but I forgot. So I'm going to live with what I have and run that through because I want to show you how you can get rid. Wait a second. Doesn't want to move. Sandwich is correct. There we go. The start is hard, but then once you got it going, and that is because the page dies are so large on the cutting plates. And normally I would put it at an angle to make the running it through easier, but because I put on my sticky grid straight, I couldn't put my die on an angle, so you kind of have a speed bump on your way. Now you take out your die or your die cut, and you're left with all these window pieces. These remove easily. But I wanted to show you, where's my tweezers? I wanted to show you how to get rid of all of these little holes over here, because that could be helpful if you want to cut several of these. Which I actually did, because once you have it nicely arranged on a sticky grid sheet like this one, you want to cut as many as you can, I think, so that you have them ready to go. So to get rid of these, what I'm going to do, I have some washi tape that I'm not really fond of. I got this as a free gift from an online order. I just tear myself a strip and press it down onto these little dots and pull it out. And you see that most of them come out. Not all of them, but most. which makes life easier when you want to cut more than one of these without taking the die off and shaking it over your trash can, for example. So that's what I do to get rid of these before running it through the next time. And it also helps you get these out. And for those that don't want to come out that way, I just press my finger onto the little dots, and usually this one is, that's what it looks like. It's kind of full already, so let me grab another piece like that. And I'll just place it down, press it down. And all of this confetti pops out. Okay, I don't want to have you watch me clean this whole die. I just wanted to give you a tip how it was easier to get rid of all this confetti. Now, let me clean this up quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we have for now. This is going to be the first page for week 8. This is the back of week 7. This is the twice cut Yes Joy page, which is going to sandwich something later. And this is the postage stamp page. This is what the die looks like when it's stored, and you see that all of these little panels come with their own frames or windows, any way you want to use it. Now here I have the leftovers of the pages I assigned to February from the what's it called, Life is Abundant collection. And I cut myself one page from the Patterns and Solids from this one over here, which is going to go behind my postage stamp page. And I'm going to inlay my photos. I die cut them with the matching frame dies, and that cuts down on bulk, and I think it's a little more interesting if it's inlaid instead of glued on top of. What I've done is I've put double-sided adhesive on the back of the entire page. Now these holes are sticky, and I want to first of all adhere it to this green page over here, and then I want to pour embossing powder onto these sticky holes and emboss it. Because the tape is transparent, this green would shine through, and I don't want it so green, if you will. I want to tone it down a bit. So I'm going to use this holographic embossing powder by Ranger. I'm quickly going to remove my tape and glue this page down to the green page, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my page is glued down. Now I just want to check, because all of these little holes are sticky, if there's any dirt in there, because I saw something before. But I think we are good. Nothing really adhered to it. So the next thing I want to do is get that embossing powder on there to avoid any specks of dirt sticking into my sticky parts over here. So this is my embossing and glitter station. And I'm just going to pour my embossing powder on. Trying to keep all of it in my coffee filter. I can see a speck of dirt over there, but that's no problem. I have my little tweezers over here to remove that. Oh, it's gone anyway. Okay, everything seems to be covered. So now let me just quickly get rid of the excess. I'm gonna carefully brush this down. See if I need to go back anywhere. But I think we're good. Yeah, okay. Let me get this out of my way. Or actually, I'll pour it right back to avoid any accidents. Just back into the jar. A little spill over there. This was a very full jar. Okay, that's something I'm gonna clean up later off camera. Let me just get it out of my way carefully. Okay, and now I'm gonna emboss. I'm going to speed this process up and be right back. Okay, so my page is all embossed, and now I want to first of all get rid of any green edges that are kind of peeking through over here. And to do that, I'm going to use my black soot distressing and an ink blending tool and just go around the edges. Like that. All four sides, of course. And while I already have the ink in my hand, I also want to ink blend over this part over here just to make it black. I don't know, I might cover it with something a bit later, but I first want to get rid of the black. Just see that this is dry. Don't want to damage any of this page over here. And I'm probably going to blend over here. Oh, I want to first of all cover this piece. I'm going to grab just a piece of paper. You could also use a Post-it note, for example. But I'm just going to hold this paper in place and we'll be fine. So for now, we got rid of that white edge or cream colored edge, which is the branding strip of the 8x8 paper. Maybe one more layer just to get rid of that text over there. And I mean, if you want to see the text, you can still see it, but I'm good with it only slightly peeking through. Remove this. Okay, oops, pick it up and clean this. Because I've learned I have some specks of black on some of my pages because I wasn't careful enough with my mat being clean. So let me grab a dry towel. I want to make sure that this mat is really clean before I continue working. Okay. So this is what we have over here. And I also already know which photo goes there. It's going to go in here, and I cut it to size so that it sits right inside of this white or cream colored frame. Let me grab my adhesive. So that's an easy one. Oops. And that's my dog in the snow. And I'm just gonna line it up right inside that frame, trying to cover up all the black and keeping it straight, of course. Okay, that's that. Grab a clean piece of non-stick paper and just press down. I'm going to add my week number later, and I thought this was quite fitting. The clearest way into universe is through a forest of wilderness. Now, we were on the way to the forest. I really didn't take any pictures in the forest, but yeah, wilderness it is when the snow is so deep that my dog has to jump. Okay, so this page is more or less done for now. I might add to it later, but for now I'm okay. Now I want to inlay my photos. I just place them into the grid that I have from one of the extra pages that I've cut. And I'm going to puzzle all of these photos inside this frame, and then I'll be right back to show you my result. Okay, so my photo mosaic, if you will, is almost done. I just left one photo to show you how I'm doing that. I'm just putting my adhesive on the back, of course. And then, no overhang over here. Then I'm careful to kind of push one side nicely into this gap, and then I'm working with my fingers to get the photo nicely in, and when I'm happy I'm pressing down, and that's how you really get a nice inlay. Now I have these two gaps over here. These will be for journaling or a title. I'll probably put the name of the place over here and the dates over here, but I don't want the green. I'm going to cover these gaps with some other paper, but I first want to work on my Yes Joy page, on this one over here, because it's going to sit over, over this one, and you're gonna see through it. So I first want to do this one, and then I want to check out what kind of color I want to use for these pieces over here. And this back page is going to be the page for week 9 and the last page for February. So put this aside. Oh, and by the way, one thing I wanted to show you, I have over here one of my binders, and I've cut all of my Elizabeth Craft Designs planner dies. I usually cut the base page die and in craft, and then the dies that come with it I cut from white sticker paper. This is craft sticker paper, and I just glue it on or stick it on so that I know what the die comes with. And when I'm looking for something, I can just flip through this binder. This is the second volume of these binders, and yeah, check what I need or search for what I want. And this is for the postage stamp die. Now I haven't cut out the numbers yet, just the base page and the overlays. And to make life easier when sizing your photos for printing, I put the sizes here to the closest ish. So this might be a little less or a little more than 13/16 of an inch, but I didn't want to go into 30/2 of an inch. So this is my cheat sheet. I don't know if you I'll take it out, and maybe you want to screenshot this for yourself so that you don't have to do that work. And I'm using the app Print to Size and a Canon selfie printer, and you can size the photo to the size you want, but it's in it's not as 1/16 of an inch. It's in 125, for example. So I also made myself this cheat sheet to tell me, okay, 0.125 is 2/16 of an inch. And that way I was able to size my photos in my app and print it out, although my selfie printer tends to print them a little bit larger. So if you have something right at the edge of a picture, you want to make sure that that you have enough space to put your die on and then cut it out the way you want. So it's a little bit fiddling and trying out and testing, and I made a few test prints, and now I know kind of what size I need to pick to cut photos with these dies. Just as a little help, maybe, yeah, you want to screenshot yourself this die or this page, and then you can print it out and have it ready to go. So this is my Yes Joy page. Actually, it's just a frame, if you will. And I want to add something to these windows. I want to keep them see-through. And a few years ago, I picked some flowers in my garden and I laminated them. This is just a regular laminating foil. And I laminated these. I first dried the flowers in a book, in an old book, and then I laminated them. And I thought, because we were in Switzerland, it's kind of an alpine theme, and these blue and white flowers kind of, although these are hydrangeas, which aren't really alpine flowers, but I thought the blue and white was a nice match to my photos. This one I don't need the red. This is a lilac. These could be nice. I just need to check. So, wait a second. These are the photos. This is going to go on the first side of the page. And I need to make sure that everything's in frame here. Now this one, oh, that's cute. I just want to check if one of the blue flowers would be nicer. And we mustn't forget, this is going to be the page that is beneath this page. So we maybe want to lay that down first to see what we're gonna get when I place my photos in certain areas. Now this is going to cost me this blue flower. Of course, I can always go back to my garden once it's blooming again and do more of these. That would be fun. That's the head of my husband, if he would be looking over this. Oh wait, we're too low. I need to line up the pages, of course. Oh, but still I can have him looking over. I think I'm actually gonna go with this part, although this flower is gonna be lost. This one is gonna be cut off, but I like this one peeking out here. I like this one peeking out there. Maybe a little bit more to the... Yeah, I think that's the area I'm gonna go for. Okay, that is good. Okay, so I'm going to, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna cut this? I think I'm going to use some Post-its to stick this page down, and then I'm going to use my paper trimmer. Somehow. Okay. Get this out of my way. Get the paper trimmer in. And now we know that the page size is 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. And wait a second, I don't have to go straight. Who's telling me that I have to go straight? I could also go at an angle and maybe save this flower. Wait a second. That... Okay, then I don't have that flower over my dog, but that's no problem. Oops. And hold my photo in place. Okay, I have to make sure that both windows are covered. I could move this one a little bit down or up. Oh, that's good. I think I'm going to go with this. Okay, so then I can at least keep part of that flower. Maybe a little bit up. And to the left. Okay, so I'm basically only losing this flower over here. I'm good with that. Yep. Turn it a bit more. Okay. And stick it down like this, just to keep it in place for now. And all my edges are covered. Yeah, everything's in frame. I hope there isn't too much glare on this plastic paper. So I'm going to line this up like that. And make my first cut. But I want to get this out so that I don't accidentally cut into this frame. Okay, cut number 1. Then I'm gonna turn it, line the bottom up. I actually only need to cut about here. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove this. Okay, make this cut, line this side up. Actually, I'm gonna line it up at the top. And I'm going to do a little bit less than 8 1/4 because of course I have this this frame that covers part of it. So let's go for 8 1/8. And I'm going to go to about here. And double check. So this over here. Yep. Yeah, that's good. And just where the 2 lines meet, I'm gonna insert this blade and cut upwards. Get this out of my way. Okay, so we have a see-through in the end with some decoration. That can go to the trash, but the one with the intact flowers I'm gonna keep. That's the wrong one, that's the back. Okay, double check before I want to start adhering anything. Yeah, that's what it's gonna look like. I'm going to put adhesive all around these edges except for here. I want to create a pocket where I can hide a journaling spot that you can pull out. So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've put my foil down on this panel over here. And before I glue these two together, I want to bite out a little notch over here to make it easier to pull any tag that I put in here in or out. And I marked myself the center already. And this is a 3 1/4 inch or 3/4 of an inch punch. And I just punched my hole. Now I'm going to adhere these two together. My tag is going to go in this place, so I could put adhesive on this panel over here. And now I just need to carefully line these two up. Okay, and then I'm going to put these two photos down, and once all of that is assembled, I can start making decisions about colors of reinforcements and about the color for my number that indicates my week. But I first wanted to have everything assembled as far as possible to have an overall picture of what everything looks like. Gonna start in the corner up here and carefully lining up the holes. And when these are lined up, you're usually okay with the rest. Okay, now I glued my finger down. That's not good. And over here, we need to work it a little bit more. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, press down. And over here is the space for my tag, which I'm still going to create. Okay, so let's have a look where we're at. We have this page, then this one flips over, and we have our mosaic. So I'm going to get down these photos. This is going to go here, right inside of that notch. Like that. So I'm going to put some adhesive over here. One stripe here, and then let me see. Using these lines kind of as an indicator, this is where the photo comes up to. So about here, I'm going to do another strip because I want to leave myself room in case I want to slide an embellishment slightly underneath the photo. So now again, I'm using this grid as a guide to get everything nice and straight. Well, it would help to have the page straight in the first place. Something like this. Okay. Am I happy? I think we are okay. Yeah. Now get the other photo down. Same thing, I'm going to leave this piece out so I have a little bit of room. And actually I can go over the entire photo like this, and a little bit over here in the corners, and align it over the other photo. Yeah. Press down. Okay. So this needs a few more embellishments, I think. Okay. So the number would be actually nice if it would kind of catch that blue again, or repeat that blue, but that could be difficult. So, and I gotta get rid of these green panels over here. I'm okay with this holographic embossed glitter because I think when these green panels are gone, it looks more like gold and less like green. Okay. Now this blue is very pretty and I have leftovers of this paper. I think I'm going to cut these two panels out of paper that brings this blue back. That would be nice. Now, where is my leftover pile? That's the same blue, and that would fit. Let me see if I have a smaller piece that I can work from, because I always try to use up the smallest bits first. No, okay. So these, no. Okay, where's my die set? I need this one and I need this one. Can get this out of here, and it even has adhesive on the back. Nope, I need to use this one. And just run those through. And as you can see, it's always good to keep your leftovers for stuff like that, to fill in little gaps or just bring back a pop of color. Like that. Put the die back. Don't want to lose any of these pieces. This can go directly in. And let me grab another tape. For this one. And get that one in there. like, oops, a little bit off. Just straighten it out. Okay. And even though we know that the green is there, it's not as prominent anymore because we got rid of these green panels over here. So we are in week 8, right? Yeah. So maybe, let me see what this 8 looks like. I could get this 8 over here, or should I stick with these stitched ones? That's probably larger. I think this 8 over here will be nice. Or over there. I think I'm going to go with this one. So just let me die cut that out. Like so. Tweezers. That way around. Okay, I again need to get another black number 8, just as I did over here with the number 7, to give it a little drop shadow or a little offset to make it pop. This is good enough. And run that through. I always want to remember to put the dies directly back, but sometimes, and even having the die set right next to me, sometimes I just, don't know, try to put them somewhere else. And then that results in searching and searching on your desk, and in 99% of the cases it's right in front of you. Okay. Slightly to the right of the circle, like that. And I'll grab the other one, and that brings it out a little better than just having the blue on the yellow circle. Okay, that's done. Now I think we could even go with hole reinforcements in this blue. I think that's a good idea. So I need 24 hole reinforcements in this blue. Okay. I also want to cut out the letters for here, for my title. Just have to make a decision about the color. So I have to do some trying and figuring out, and when I've prepped all the other stuff that I need to prep, I'll be back again. I'm sorry that this video is kind of in parts and pieces, but there were steps in between that I just couldn't prep beforehand without leaving something out that I actually wanted to show you. So I hope you can bear with me. I'm sorry. See you in a few minutes. Okay, so here I am again. I've prepped all my stuff, I hope. It looks like a huge mess over here, but I think we're on the best way to finishing this page or this sequence of pages. I have cut my hole reinforcements. I'm going to put those on first just to make sure I don't lose anything. Now I have decided to not put any hole reinforcements on this one because I just liked it the way it looked, and if I add more embellishments then it might get too full, so I thought, okay, let me just put the hole reinforcements on the first and the last page of this sequence of pages, and we're good. Okay, these are cut with this die, by the way. It's from one of the hole reinforcement variety packs. It's one of my favorites because the rings are so tiny. So get this one to the side and put the reinforcements on here, which again repeats this blue pattern over here. Okay. Now, as we're on this page already, I want to finish this one off. I have cut, these 3 letters for the word February, and these are going to go over here to date all of this. Maybe a little lower. These are cut, by the way, from the planner month set by Elizabeth Craft Designs. This one over here. Dies look like this. And here you can see the whole die for February, and I just cut around the B here to just have the 3 letters. And let me place that down. Okay, like that. Keep it straight. And of course, double-sided adhesive on the back. And as always, I parked it on this non-stick craft sheet to keep my stuff safe and not lose it. Then I cut the numbers 20 and 25 because we've been on our trip from February 20 to 25. And these numbers are from Tim Holtz from the collector set. This one over here. And it comes with the numbers. And by the way, to cut my tickets, which I have over here, I also use the ticket die. But I'm going to use that once more, and I'm going to show you how. So I still have that on my table over here. 20... And now for the dash that I want to have between 20 and 25, I cut a number 1. And I'm just going to snip this apart because it's too long, of course, at an angle, because the top of number 1 is also an angle. 22. Get it straight, press down. Now here I have my numbers 25. Okay. Date is in there. Especially for trips, I always love to have the dates in. Like that. And now the name of the place where we've been. For that I use the, gosh, I have all the dies over here in a pile so I can show you. The alphabet tab set again, and I I'm just going to use the letters, the fallout pieces. So, and the name of the place has 10 letters. They won't fit in a straight line, so I have to kind of scatter them a bit. I hope that works out the way I want it to. And of course, these leftover pieces I keep. I have them in a box sorted by letter. And anytime I need anything, I just go to that box and grab it. A bit more to the center maybe. So start with the P. O. It's a place in Switzerland. And yeah, I'm going to spell out the name. I think I'm going to speed this process up and I'll be right back for you. Okay, so these letters are in place, and for me this page is finished. So I'm going to put that aside. And now I want to work on this one. Where do I start? Get these letters out of my way first. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, wait a second, got some trash over here stuck to my fingers. Get off. Okay. I have this one hole reinforcement. It's one of these fold around ones. It also comes in one of the variety packs. I cut it out of this blue cardstock again and inked the edges with the peacock feathers distressing adhesive on the back, and I'm going to add just this one hole reinforcement on this hole over here. Just let me see, because it's kind of thick, that I can line up the holes nicely. If not, I have to just tear that apart on this score line over here and just glue it down on the other side the way I lined this one up, but it's working. I was able to nicely fold it around, so that's good. Press down. Get this out of my way. The next thing I want to do, I want to add a little caption, if you will, and I'm going to do that by stamping. I think one is going to go over here like this. And where's my stamp set? Lost it. Ah, here. I want to stamp 2 words from this noteworthy stamp set. I want to stamp One Fine Day, because it was really pretty with the sun. And for the other side, I want to stamp the word noteworthy. And for this one, I'm going to just layer these 2 tickets. This is just white cardstock, and this is again the blue one, edged with the distress peacock feathers. And I want to layer these 2, but I want to cut off a little of the top and bottom of this one. And for this tag, I'm going to use it this way, but I want to layer it again, and I need it short. I need the white layer shorter, and I'm going to do that by, get this out of the way. Oops, all my dies and piles of stuff. Here it is. I'm gonna do that by using the same die, and I cut it once, and then I'm sliding it over so that I just make it shorter in length. I stuck it in place, or secured it in place with a Post-it note. I'm even gonna use a second one just to make sure that this doesn't slide. There we go. Where's the sticky side? Here. And I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. And now this is what we have. This is just the cut-off piece, which is actually quite pretty. And this is my layering piece. Oops, okay. And now it will nicely layer on this ticket, like that. Now let me stamp my words. Get the ticket die back into the die set. So this is the Tim Holtz collector again, and the numbers are from this set as well. Get this out of my way. Now, we want the One Fine Day, and we want the Noteworthy. And I'm going to stamp in black with the Memento ink. Just trying to center this and get it straight onto the tag or ticket. That's good. Wipe off my stamp. And One Fine Day. It's actually easier if I turn it around, because then I can stamp it over here. No, I need it on this side. Okay, I hope I'm still in camera. Good. Oops. Throwing my stamps around here. Close the ink pad. Okay, that's done. Now, where is my trimmer? I want to cut this in half, kind of, or maybe a little less than half, like that. And this one I'm going to cut off just the word Noteworthy, like that. Okay, these I can use for something else later. And now I'm going to adhere these to the blue tickets. Just with some liquid adhesive, and center it left to right. Press down. Oh, some glue spill over here. When I'm working with wet glue, I always have my paper towels handy to dab off any excess. Okay, that's good. And now this one. Oh, I forgot to trim this one. Okay, so I'm going to use my scissors for that. Just trying to keep it straight. Was it straight? Kind of. And same thing over here. Just double check if we're still kind of straight. Both are a little bit askew. I think I'm gonna quickly wipe this dry. With cuts like that, I really like to use my paper trimmer to have everything nice and straight, because it will look weird if it's not. So just make sure it's straight at the top and just snip a tiny bit off. That's not straight, I think. Let me lean in a little bit. I want to keep it parallel to the top, of course. A little bit of fiddling over here. Okay, that's better. And now just double check before we glue anything down. It's all right like that. Get my glue back on. And again, center it top to bottom. Kind of. Oops, moved it. Just like that. Just to have some of that blue peeking through again. Okay. I'm gonna snip this in half. Cut this off. Okay. These can go into our storage pile, or don't throw away pile. Okay, now I have some of these ferns and greenery. Oops, kind of tangled. That I want to slide. As you remember, we left this open a bit, and I want to slide this kind of behind the picture. And then on top, I want to have this piece, and also slightly underneath the picture somewhere. Maybe like that, maybe. I should probably keep it within the black. Okay. And now I'm going to add my greenery. I'm just going to place it in here first, and then I'm going to see where I have to glue down. Slide it underneath the picture. And that kind of repeats the pattern of this fern theme that February has in the paper collection. Okay, get this underneath here. Let me see, or maybe the green one. I think these two are already enough. Maybe this one a little bit lower. And just slide this over the top Oops. Like that. Oh yeah, I like that when these fern leaves kind of peek through underneath this sign. But I want to keep clear from this hole over here. So, oops, move it. I think I'm going to put a dot of glue at the top over here. Get my paper towel. And I think I'm going to leave the rest as it is and just hold it in place with my ticket piece over here. Yeah, I think just a little bit of glue on this leaf. Like that. And maybe over here. Just tiny dots to hold the stuff in place, but I don't want to like smash it down completely. I mean, it will flatten out in the planner, of course. Oh, and by the way, these ferns are from, where are you? From this Hero Art set. It's called Mushroom and Ferns Fancy Dies. I've used it before in the month of February. Okay, now let me no. Let me get my ticket in place. Just sliding it under like that. Pulling it out so the entire text is legible. And make sure it's straight. Like that. And now maybe a little dot of glue on this leaf. Yeah, it's better. Okay, turn it over. And I'm going to do the same thing with the word noteworthy. Slightly slide it underneath this gap that we left. And add some greenery. To the whole thing. This is also by Elizabeth Craft Designs. I kind of have 3 sets together over here. I think it's from the Forest Finds. Yeah, here we have it from the Forest Finds set, and it's this die, and this also is part of the Forest Finds die set. I just have all my nature-themed dies together so that I can just grab the pack of dies and just start die cutting. And now I'm just checking where I want to place my things. I have this as the next page, or the neighboring page. Could kind of make the connection up to this hydrangea and layer this. I think I like it like that. And maybe a piece of fern down here. Just kind of framing the picture. I would have to lift the picture a little bit, but I'm not sad about that actually. Let me snip this apart. Maybe here. Let me check what it looks like from the other side. I think we can do it like that. Okay. So pull this out. First thing, I'm gonna lift the photo. To get this fern underneath. And it is held in place by the photo eventually, so just press down. And number one, greenery number one is on there. This one can stay like this over here. I'm gonna put a tiny dot of glue over here. Like that. And where is my other piece? Over here. I think this one I'm going to leave entirely loose and just hold it down with this piece. A little bit to the center maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like that. Just get this down. Check that we're straight. Oops, that was too much of a movement. Turn this one a bit. Yeah, I think we're good like that. And now I'm going to just snip off. I could have actually left it connected, I think. I think I'm going to add this piece back and just snip off what's hanging over the page over here. So, some glue on the leaves. Some glue on this piece of stem. So, first I cut it apart, now I try to puzzle it together again, but that's what crafting is like, right? You make adjustments the way you need them. And in the end, no one will ever know. Grab my paper towel to dab off all of the excess glue. Oops. Okay, just wanted to kind of fuse these pieces together a little bit better. Yeah, I think we're good like that. Oh yeah, I can even kind of fold this like that to keep the hole clear. Okay. Just check I don't want to have any glue on this side. And just snip off the overhang. Like that. Okay. One last thing I need to do. I want to get my tag prepped that I'm going to add as a journaling spot in this place over here. For that I have die cut this piece. It's from one of the Sidekick Christmas sets. It's Sidekick set number 25, December Day by Day, and it's this die over here, and you just fold it in half. And I want to cut myself a ticket that fits in here and just put that at the top of the ticket. So let me see. The width of this black strip is 2.5 inches. This is, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 1 3/4 inch for the ticket. And I'm also going to cut it from this white cardstock that I used for the layering tickets where I stamped on. This is just a piece that I tried, on which I tried something and it didn't work out, so I'm going to use it to cut myself the ticket that I need. So these are score lines that somehow went wrong. So I'm just gonna cut myself 1 3/4 inch. And in length, let me see, maybe 3 inches, 3.25 inch in length. And that's why even when I have stuff like this, pieces like this, where I tried score lines and don't know what, I always use them to cut something smaller, even if the original project went wrong. Now I'm just adding this piece to the top. Don't need my glue anymore. Oops. And I'm again using my grid over here. Line up this, this top over here and kind of center it so that I can stick my tag down nicely. Like that. Just want to have this this piece sticking out as a handle, and these shoulders, if you will, I'm going to butt up with the edge of the tag. Oops, too much glue, too much movement. And I'm not centered, so I'm still going to move it and adjust it until I'm happy. I think so far so good. Yeah, okay. Just let that dry for a second. You know what? I want to snip off these corners just like that. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna add my journaling later. Where's my planner? I hope I didn't forget to explain anything. And I hope I didn't forget to add anything. So, wait. Open this up. So this is our first page. And I really love the design of the paper so much. I didn't want to do anything too dominant on this page. I just wanted to have one picture and the paper kind of work for itself. Now add my tag in here. Like that. Can nicely grab it and pull it out. So this is my see-through page over here. Two sides, two pictures, and a little bit of natural decoration. And this is my photo mosaic page. Yeah, I think we're done. I think I'm really happy with this. Yeah, I don't think it needs anything else because this page is kind of busy. It has the key information when and where. And here I have just a little decorative element, and yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for bearing with me. I promise you the next one is going to be a lot simpler and a lot shorter than this one. I hope to see you soon. See you next time, and happy crafting. Bye!